He knocked me over. I landed on the dog bowl.
This one's wife. She's on the snow again. Oh, that's a cheeky bit of Charlie. Excuse me a moment, valuable viewers. A minion is wanting my attention. What is it? Oh, wrong kind of snow. Right, okay. It would appear I've been misinformed. Instead, according to Mark Duell, writing in the Daily Mail, that this one's wife hits the slopes again. Ah, she's on the piste again. Duchess enjoys snow trip with her model friend Kelly McKee Zaffin and Pilates pal Heather Dorak, 2 weeks after appearing at ski resort with Prince Harry. Tough times for this one's wife, isn't it? Must be really difficult, walking on the snow with your Richter screen and your cheap sunglasses, which you've so stunningly bravely worn for 2 days running. You then peel yourself out of bed and create a video message because you can't be asked to go there yourself. And you wander out for some lunch, but then, showing remarkable stamina, change your clothing and go out for dinner also. Meanwhile, there are people who regularly work 10-hour, 12-hour shifts, barely making anything more than the minimum wage, that sit on a bus staring out of a rain-spattered window, contemplating where did it all go wrong. But for this one's wife, a charisma-free zone who's completely talentless, who spends her life grifting and poncing off other people, rather than get on with something meaningful to earn some money, rather than having a proper job, she's poncing about on the ski slopes. Yes, as a dedicated mother who absolutely loves her family, she is, of course, spending lots of time with the children. Oh, no, she's away from them yet again. A quick recap: in the course of the last year, 2 trips to New York without the children, trip to the Caribbean without the children, trip to Dusseldorf without the children, trip to Whistler without the children, trip to Portugal without the children. And now, alongside going to various concerts without the children, here she is again without the children. This one's wife has enjoyed a ski break with her friends Kelly McKee Zaffin and Heather Dorak, with the latter saying on Instagram that she enjoyed a perfect trip. Well, bully for you, Heather Dorak. The Duchess of Sussex was pictured smiling with Pilates business owner Dorak and former model Zaffin on the slopes of Powder Mountain, how apt, near Salt Lake City in Utah. The trio was seen in the photograph wearing big coats, gloves, sunglasses and beanie hats, while Dorak also posted pictures of her family members on the trip. This one's wife was unable to do so as a consequence of not taking any family members with her and also not having a social media account because she's not got round to returning to Instagram because nobody's that interested. Dorak, who is the founder of Pilates Platinum, wrote, "Wow, what a perfect trip. My heart is so full. The kids crashed the slopes by day and the adults howled with laughter deep into the night. Truly lucky in love with our wonderful friends." Zaffin also shared the photograph in an Instagram post of her own, writing, "Beyond grateful for the best of friends. What a trip. Thank you doesn't even begin to express what my heart is feeling after this trip. The love of family time and adventure and belly laughs made this trip one for the books. Here's to many more adventures with friends that feel like family and appreciating each day." So, 3 women go on a ski trip. 2 of them feel that it's necessary to tell the world about it and the fact that we did have a really good time, and it was with friends, and we had belly laughs. This all comes just 2 weeks after this one's wife was pictured on the slopes of Whistler in Canada with Prince Harry for an event marking 1 year to go until the next This One's Wife Games. Well, truly remarkable. You can see the picture of this one's wife with the two aforementioned ladies, and one of them is holding her ski poles. And later on, you can see the two ladies who are also seen on the slopes, and you see Dvorak this time with her ski poles. But hang on, where's this one's wife with her ski poles? Where's some footage of her skiing? Dvorak posted a video clip of herself skiing down the slopes at Powder Mountain in Utah, but there isn't anything of this one's wife. Ah, yes. She turns up at these places but doesn't participate because, as I have explained previously, there are many things that she's not that good at, and her narcissism prevents her from engaging in mainly physical activities for fear of her looking ridiculous. It doesn't work so well with regard to making speeches or writing books, which make her look ridiculous. She actually thinks she's very good at that. However, when it comes to physical activity, other than putting her ankles behind her ears, it's evident that she always backs out of it and doesn't participate, as I've explained in a video not that long ago. But once again, we're treated to more information about this one's wife, and this is relative breaking news. I anticipate that there'll be more that will come out of this trip in due course. It evidences once again the way that she doesn't actually have a proper role. She doesn't have a job. She doesn't actually get involved in working properly. No wonder Netflix is so cheesed off with her. And instead, it's all just a PR blitz. Ever since they were handed the judgment, before it was made public, that the UK was not going to pay them blanket security, we have seen this one's wife and Harry popping up left, right and centre as part of some kind of charm offensive. And this one's wife continues to ensure that she is spoken about, as she's mentioned here in somebody else's Instagram, going on yet another trip. Whilst her father-in-law has treatment for cancer and her sister-in-law is convalescing, she sees no problem with gadding about. Now, of course, no one expects someone to put their life on hold. You have things that you need to do when members of your family are unwell. But many people, those with emotional empathy, as I've come to learn, will ensure that they not only look to try and help those members of the family, perhaps go and visit them, in some instances, looking after them on a daily basis. Now, no one expects this one's wife to be dealing with Charles and Catherine on a daily basis. But the fact that she hasn't bothered to see them, hasn't bothered to contact them, though has attempted to suggest that she has, and in the meantime is doing her level best to take advantage of them being less prominent by increasing her own prominence, just underpins the self-absorption of this particular narcissist. It demonstrates her selfishness, the absence of emotional empathy, because she simply doesn't care. All that matters to her is that she gets seen, and she's seen again, wearing some sunglasses and a beanie hat and a puffer jacket, on the slopes just 2 weeks after she was seen in Whistler. She doesn't think about the impression that this creates because she's incapable of understanding how other people regard her. She thinks she's entitled to do all of this. And in a sense, it's her time, it's her money, she can do what she wants. But if she wants to endear herself to the public because she's reliant upon the public to pay, ultimately, because if the public aren't interested in what she's going to produce, if the public aren't interested in her in a positive way, nobody's going to want to work with her because there'd be no point. You're not getting somebody who's talented, who will create a brilliant screenplay or come up with fantastic entrepreneurial ideas. She has to sell herself. She is the product. And unfortunately for her, she doesn't realise the way that she comes across to people because her narcissism blinds her to it. So once again, she goes on a trip. She's allowed, of course, to go on that trip. It's her life. She can do what she wants. But if she wants the public to buy into her image and, in effect, fund it by buying the things that she is involved in, she ought to have due regard to the way that she comes across, and she doesn't. The arrogance of her narcissism causes her to believe that simply by turning up she ought to be paid. The blindness of her narcissism is such that she doesn't realise that this repeated putting herself in the eye of the public but not really doing anything, and of course their reactions, demonstrate how irksome she is. Her narcissism just causes her to dismiss the naysayers, writing them off as bigoted and haters, and she fails to realise that that is the majority view of her, namely people don't like her, see her as lazy, grifting, and unpleasant. Thus, she's on the snow again. No Harry, no kids, doing her own thing, and once again demonstrating her narcissistic behaviours to the full. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.